All right, you guys, this is my ASMR moment. Mic drop. Yes, you gotta hear this. Today, I'm making Korean fried chicken, ultimate crowd pleaser. We're double dredging it, we're double frying it, extra crispy, served with these beautiful pickled Yuja Daikon. Before we get started, please make sure you like and subscribe, leave a comment so you don't miss any recipes. Let's get started. 106 scene 1. Korean fried chicken, all about that super crunchy exterior, juicy chicken, but really, to me, it's all about the sauce. The secret to the sauce is gochujang. I introduced Bobby Flay to gochujang about 20 years ago.
I like gochujang, which is this fermented red pepper paste, which has really great flavor.
And I did that on purpose so that I can introduce you to gochujang. Gochujang is a fermented chili paste. It has this beautiful texture, deep umami flavor. It's rich, spicy, but also sweet. And you might think Korean fried chicken, it's all about the crispiness and the batter, but no, Korean fried chicken, it's about the gochujang. All right, I can't have Korean fried chicken without my Yuja Pickled Daikon. And for this pickled daikon, I'm using the Japanese daikon, which is a little more milder in flavor than the Korean daikon. It's a bit more crisp in texture. It has more water content. Daikon pickled is perfect with chicken. So let's get cooking. Korean fried chicken, it all starts with a really good brine. So the brining process to me is very, very important because this is your chance to get flavor into the wing itself. I'm gonna wear gloves because I love wearing gloves in the kitchen. Carry a pack of gloves wherever I go. So I love it for everything. So these are full wings. The wings and the drums kind of attached, even the wing tips. It's really fun to eat like a whole wing, and it just presentation-wise looks awesome. So full wing. I'm using about 2 pounds of chicken and buttermilk. It has great flavor. It clings on to your chicken as well, so it gives a really good brine. And then a teaspoon each of your spices. Garlic, onion, white pepper, smoked paprika. I'm using smoked paprika because I like that slight smokiness. It pairs really well with the sauce we're gonna make later. Of course, plenty of salt because the salt, obviously in a brine, it helps like tenderize the chicken. Gloves, invest in them. I'm massaging the chicken just because like there's a lot of space in between and I just want to make sure every part of the wing has a little bit of the brine on it. Okay, and we're just gonna cover this and let it marinate for about 4 hours. Overnight is better, but 4 hours is just fine. So I have some all-purpose flour, some rice flour, and some cornstarch. Dredge, kind of important because this is what makes it super, super crispy and iconically Korean fried chicken. So the ratio you have to remember for this is 1 cup all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of rice flour, and 1/4 cup of cornstarch. You can use potato starch or whatever starch works fine here, but the starch is what makes it super, super crispy. This ratio is kind of the heart of this recipe. It's actually what makes the coating like so crispy and iconic like Korean fried chicken. We're gonna flavor the dredge. Same spices that we used before. We're trying to, not make this so complicated. And then, of course, salt. My dredge is made. I'm gonna tidy up a bit. In 4 hours, I'm gonna come back and finish off. So it's been a few hours. My chicken is nice and brined. I'm gonna lay a few pieces. And when I do the dredging, I always try to think wet hand, dry hand. This is hard to do sometimes. So we are gonna do a double dredge, so I am kind of stacking the ones I already dredged over on this side. Remember, wet hand, dry hand. So I'm gonna go and this is the first dredge. The second dredge will be dip again in the buttermilk. And you don't have to go so aggressively, just like a quick dip, just so that you can put a little bit more flour mixture onto the chicken. When I developed this recipe, it was kind of a marriage of like the Southern fried chicken with the Korean fried chicken. The most fried chicken restaurants in the world are in South Korea. Come here, look at this. You see all those little like clumpy flour? That's the best part. That's gonna get super, super, super crispy. And like I said, when I said one wet, one dry, I completely messed it up, which it's totally fine. It's fried chicken, it's not that serious. When you're done, you lift it and kind of just shake it. All dredged and ready to go. Chicken goes back in the fridge for about 20 minutes. It's gonna rest. It's gonna dry out a little. That way it gets very, very super crispy. All right, so I turned on my oil. It's coming up to temp. We're looking for 325. And now let's make our sauce. Gochujang, it is the heart of the sauce. This is what makes it iconically Korean fried chicken. So we're gonna start with about half a cup of gochujang and some honey. Toasted sesame oil, about 2 tablespoons. Oh, and that makes it so Korean, the toasted sesame oil. Equal amounts of soy sauce to sesame oil, 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna grate some garlic in there, about 2 cloves. And just mix. You can already smell it, it's so good. If you haven't tried gochujang yet, I mean, you're seriously missing out. I put this in like pasta sauces, marinades, vinaigrettes, like everything. It just makes everything like 10 times better. Okay, so I'm gonna taste it because of course you always have to taste. Yes, that is your Korean fried chicken sauce. Okay, so you hear that popping? That's my oil. See, it's at almost 325. So we're ready to fry. Let's do this. And then we're gonna clean up a little. And we're gonna fry it at a lower temperature first because we are double frying this. And when you're putting something into a hot oil, always away from you. So here's the first one, letting it fry a little. Frying in batches is essential for this. Make sure there's lots of room for your chicken to swim in. You want your wings to be cooked all the way through, and this first fry is when you do that. The second fry will be the fry when it gets super crispy. So it's been about 8 to 9 minutes. My first fry is ready to go, and they look beautiful. The first fry is really about cooking that chicken through. Second fry is really about that crispy, gorgeous skin. We're bringing the temp up to 375 this time, and then when it's ready, we'll do the second fry. Don't leave the stove because we're looking for that really beautiful color. Super crackly, crispy. You'll know when you see it, and it's already there, I feel like. You see how golden, delicious it looks? It's like so firm on the chicken. It's different than the first fry. See? First fry, second fry. See the difference? Who wouldn't want to eat that? You see the crispy skin, and that batter is very set. I'm gonna grab a pastry brush. We're doing a brush method. This is the Korean method. And I'd say this is what keeps the chicken really crispy. And each one gets a little love. It's like painting, and it's so fun. Like, you can do this with your kids, and you could do it with your guests if you're like serving this at a party, because this is like something very satisfying about like brushing the sauce on the chicken. They look so freaking good. Oh my God, it's making my mouth water. Literally drooling. Everyone here is drooling, you guys. Look at this, perfection. And yes, it took a little bit of time, but that's what makes it even more special. Should we try one? I mean, I feel like you guys are dying to watch me eat it, right? Okay, I don't know, which one do I go for? You guys, this is my ASMR moment. Mic drop, yes, you gotta hear this. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And of course, you can't have Korean fried chicken without some pickled daikon. Have to eat it together. It's pretty iconic. So we're gonna make some, but maybe we'll, you know, take another bite and then wash my hands and then we'll get started. Okay, another bite, because. It's really just all about the daikon. So these pickled daikon, it's served classically with Korean fried chicken. It's like every bite of chicken, you need a bite of this pickled woo. So I'm just gonna cut it into little perfect bite-sized squares. If you had Korean fried chicken before, you know that it's always served with these pickled daikon. And I keep saying daikon. Daikon is the Japanese word for mu, which is the Korean word for radish. So it's a radish. It's an Asian radish. There's my radishes ready to go. So I'm also gonna grab a cup of water. So equal parts water and vinegar. And I'm using this Korean apple vinegar, which is very different than apple cider vinegar. It's much more floral and sweet. You can use rice vinegar as well, but I really think that you should try the Korean apple vinegar. 3/4 cups of sugar in here. Salt. And usually, this is like your classic pickling liquid for this chicken mu. But for me, adding a little bit of this yuja makes it very Korean. Yuja is a Korean citrus, kind of a cross between an orange, lemon, and lime. And we're just gonna bring this to a boil. On high heat, obviously you're just boiling it, making sure that all the sugar has dissolved. You definitely want to let this sit and cool. It does take a little bit of time for the daikon to get really pickly. Okay, so we're gonna clean up a little and then plate up. Okay, so we're grabbing our yuja pickled daikon, and I'm sorry, I just have to. Yes, I have some toasted sesame seeds. Always just like looks very nice. It's so nice. A slice of lemon over here. There we go. Fried chicken. So excited. I mean, it's a party, right? Chicken wings. It's a party. It's so good. There's a reason why Korean fried chicken is a thing. Must try. Oh my God, but you know what I'm missing? Of course. There's no way you're eating fried chicken without a beer. Chimek, in Korea, it's a thing. Chi means chicken, mek means mekju. Chicken and beer. Wait. Very important. Butter chicken, butter mu. Then a swirl of beer. Ah, that's so good. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me how yours turned out. And until next time, cheers.